Welcome to the YouTube channel of Legal Aid Trust. This video is one of the series of educational videos that will be available on this channel under the category General Awareness.
Hello friends, in today's video we will discuss about writ petition. First we need to understand what is a writ petition. So writ petition is basically an order by a higher court to a lower court or courts directing them to do something or stop them from doing something. Writ is a form of written command in the name of the court which directs you to act in a specific way. In the Indian legal system, you can file or draft a writ petition under Article 226 in the High Court or under Article 32 of the Indian Constitution in the Supreme Court of India. Article 32 and Article 226 of the Indian Constitution elaborate on the process and meaning of writ petition. Or else, at any point of time, you can consult an expert lawyer to draft a writ petition for you. You can also file a criminal or civil writ petition in the High Court or the Supreme Court, depending on the subject matter of the case. In case the High Court doesn't give a proper suitable judgment, you can then submit the petition of the writ in the Supreme Court of India. The Indian Constitution gives the power to the Supreme Court, where it issues writ petitions in India for the enforcement of any fundamental rights guaranteed under Article 32 of the Indian Constitution. The power to issue a writ is primarily a provision to the right of constitutional remedies to every citizen, and this right acts as a guarantor of all other fundamental rights. So basically, there are 5 writ petition types in the Indian Constitution, which you can either file before the Supreme Court or the High Court, which includes writ of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. Now, let us discuss about the writ of habeas corpus. The literal meaning of the term habeas corpus is you may have the body of. You can file this type of writ petition where a person is illegally detained, meaning if the court finds out that the person is illegally detained, then it can order for the release of that person. Let us take an example. When one person files writ of habeas corpus in the nature, then the court orders the authority to produce the person who is detained before him to examine whether he or she has been detained and examined legally or illegally. On conducting the examination, if the court finds out that the person has been illegally detained, then the court can order for the release of the person. Suppose a person is illegally detained and is not produced before the magistrate within 24 hours of his arrest, a writ of habeas corpus can be filed. Now let us discuss who can file a writ of habeas corpus. Generally, the person who is an illegal detainee files for the writ of habeas corpus. To begin the writ process for filing a writ of habeas corpus, one can file it and issue it against any public authority or any particular individual. However, in certain cases, the court may allow other person to file a writ of habeas corpus on behalf of the detained person who is their friend or relative. Now, let us discuss about the writ of mandamus. Mandamus is a Latin word meaning we command. Mandamus is a court writ whereby the higher courts can order the lower courts, tribunals, forums, or any other public authorities to do any act which otherwise also falls within the purview of their duty. Now, any person, be it an individual or a private body, can file a writ of mandamus before the court of law as long as they have the legal rights in the concerned matter to do so. Let us take an example. Suppose a case is pending before the trial court and the same has been pending for a long period of time, and even the court is prolonging the matter, then the superior court can give a direction to the lower court for the expeditious disposal of the case. The court has laid down certain criteria for the writ of mandamus, which includes there should be a legal right in existence. The legal right should be enforceable by the court. Enforcement of such a legal right must impose a responsibility on a person, public authority, corporation, or government, and such duty is of a public nature. The writ of mandamus can be issued against an individual or a private body if the duty, which is the subject matter, is discretionary and not mandatory, if it can be issued against the president or the governor of the state, against an acting chief justice to enforce a private contract. Now, let us discuss about the writ of prohibition. As the name suggests, the writ of prohibition is a court petition issued either by the Supreme Court or the High Court to prohibit. Prohibition writ for the court is issued to stop or put a stay on the power exercised by the authority and is commonly known as stay order. In India, a writ petition is issued against the proceedings going on in lower court, and in such proceedings if the lower court is exceeding its power. Once the writ of prohibition is allowed, either by the Supreme Court or in the High Court, the proceedings of the lower court comes to an end. For example, if there is a case and with respect to jurisdiction, the inferior court has exceeded its jurisdiction, then an order of prohibition can be issued by the superior court to the lower court. Now, let us discuss about the writ of certiorari. In the literal sense, the word certiorari means to be certified. One can issue the writ of certiorari by the apex court for transfer of the matter to it or any superior authority for proper consideration. You can issue the writ of certiorari against the inferior court or tribunal. For example, a high court writ petition can be issued against the lower district courts. In simple terms, one can issue the writ of certiorari when the subordinate courts or the quasi-judicial bodies act in absence of their jurisdiction, exceed their jurisdiction, or fails to make use of their jurisdiction. Now, there are certain essential conditions for the writ of certiorari, which includes there should be a court, tribunal, or an officer having the legal authority to determine the question with the duty to act judicially. Such a court, tribunal, or officer must have passed an order acting without jurisdiction or in excess of jurisdiction vested by law in such court, tribunal, or officer. The order could also be against the principles of natural justice, or the order could contain an error in judgment in appreciating the facts of the case. For example, trial court has passed an order and the same is challenged before the High Court. So, a writ of certiorari can be filed for quashing the order of the trial court. Now, let us discuss about the writ of quo warranto. The writ of quo warranto means a writ that you can issue to restrain a person from acting in the capacity of public office to which he or she does not have the entitlement. Here, the term quo warranto means by what authority or on whose authority is one holding a public office. For example, there is a vacancy in the government post and by giving a job to a 63-year-old person, they fill that vacancy. But since the retirement age is 60 years, in this case, one person can file a writ of quo warranto to remove such person from the public office. There are certain criteria which are laid down by the Supreme Court for the writ of quo warranto, which includes a disputed post must be the public post. The post should be held by the person without any legal authority, and the office must be of a substantive one and not merely the function of employment of a servant at the will and during the pleasure of another. I hope that this video is informative. Thank you and have a pleasant day.
Hope the information contained in this video was useful to you. We look forward to each one of your support and cooperation in making this initiative a success. For more details about the trust, do visit us at www.legalaidtrust.in. Kindly subscribe this channel and click on the bell icon to get the latest updates about various law-related educational videos. Thanks for watching.